Learn how to make this simple bodice pattern with me. These are the measurements we'll be needing. The first thing I'll do is draw my bust line, under bust and waistline. Next, I'll mark my neck width and my neck depth and connect them with a curve. I'll insert my shoulder measurement divided by 2 and make a mark there. Then I'll go down by 1 inch on that mark to create my shoulder slope. I moved my tape down and marked my shoulder measurement again, and then I marked my armhole depth along that line. I'll draw a line across from the bottom of that armhole depth to be able to create my armhole curve. Now I'll find the center of the armhole depth and go in by 0.5 inches and connect that point to the tip of the shoulder. Now I'll connect the bottom half with my curved rule. Next thing I'll do is put down my bust measurement along that armhole line. Then on my bust line, I'll insert my bust point measurement divided by 2. I'll move my tape down to the waistline and do the same thing, then connect those marks. Along my waistline and on the bust line, I'll mark 1 inch on both sides of the bust point line and connect them with a straight line. Next, I'll go down by 1 inch on my bust point and connect it back to those other lines. And that's the under bust dart. To insert my waist measurement, I measured from the center front of the pattern to the beginning of the dart leg, and then I shifted my tape to the end of the dart leg and marked my original waistline. You could just add 2 inches to your regular waistline and place the tape across and mark. So here I'm just trying to find the center of my side seam line, and then I'll mark 0.6 inches on both sides of that center point. I'll connect the bottom mark to the tip of my bust point, and then I'll measure what I have from that tip to the side seam, and I'll put that measurement at the top mark. I'm just going to draw a line on that top mark also, and then connect that line back to the tip of my armhole. And that's it for our front pattern piece. For the back piece, first thing I did was measure the side seam of the front piece. That's how I'll get the full length of the back. I'll write that down somewhere. Now I'll mark my neck depth and neck width and connect them with a curve. Next, I'll mark my shoulder measurements, my shoulder slope, and then armhole depth. I'll I'll draw a horizontal line from the bottom of the armhole depth. For the armhole curve, I found the center and went in by 0.2 inches. From there, I'll connect that back to the top of the shoulder slope and connect the bottom half with a curve. I marked out my bust measurement on the armhole line. Now, that side seam length I got from the front, I'll put it just below my armhole, then measure the full length from the top of the pattern paper and mark what I got on the other side and draw a line connecting both marks. To eliminate the zip bulge, I'll mark 0.5 inch at the bottom of the center back and connect it to the neck depth with a slanting line. Along the waistline, I'll insert my waist measurement plus 1 inch for that, then connect it to the bust measurement I marked earlier on the armhole. I'll find the center of my waistline and draw a straight line to create the dart. I marked 6 inches from the bottom of the dart line and then went in by 0.5 inches on both sides of the line and connected it back to that 6-inch mark I made. I'll fold the dart closed temporarily and draw a new waistline. And now our back piece is done.